very, very skilled and talented. We've got writers from our local schools, and I think Ben Robbins does a story on Sylacauga Today every print as well. So a lot of informative information in Sylacauga Today newspaper by local folks. So grab your free copy today at various locations in South Talladega County, or you can have it dropped in your mailbox for just $40 a year. You can set it all up by calling 256-245-8899. Hey, thank you so much for watching Daybreak this morning. We hope to see you back here tomorrow morning. WB, I hadn't forgot about you, buddy. WB's wife has been gone a year and a half now, and we miss Marty, and she misses them grandboys too. So WB, we appreciate you watching this morning, and hope you're doing well, and I know you're still saddened with the loss of Marty, but you got those two grandboys, and I know you love them as well. That'll wrap it up for me on Daybreak Live. Till next time, God bless you. God bless America. Stay safe, everyone.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is Tuesday, September 3rd. Thank you for tuning in this morning. I'm really excited to learn more and to share with you viewers more information on the Challenger Learning Center that is going to be coming soon to Rainbow City, Alabama. So with me now is Tony Smith. He is on the Advisory Council for the Challenger Learning Center. So Tony, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Courtney. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. I have been reading about the Challenger Learning Center and keeping up with what's going on with it, but I know there's so many more things to learn. And so thank you for joining us this morning to share this incredible information with us. We have many guests in the studio this morning, and so I'm excited again to know all about it. So let's talk a little bit about the mission and the vision. Let's start with that and talk about your role on the Advisory Council, because you're the current Advisory Council chairperson.
That's correct.
Yeah, so tell me about the mission.
Well, we started this journey probably about 2 years ago. It was put together by two people who have a vision for learning, a vision for our kids, and they came up with this council put together about 12 to 15 people. They were from retirees, from education, legal, business community, and we all collaborated together to come up with what we can do to make this vision a reality. And so, you know, fast forward, here we are today. We're getting ready to have our groundbreaking ceremony, and we're really excited about it. So STEM learning is very important. STEM is, of course, science, technology, engineering, and math. And if we want to get our kids involved in that and be ready for the workforce that's going to take place in the future, we got to start early. So this Challenger Learning Center is designed for kids from grades 5 through 8 right now. We hope later on to develop that curriculum from NASA, which would then address grades 9 through 12. So right now it is, we're close to making a reality, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, that's so exciting. I've gotten to learn along with our viewers about STEM from our friend Jerome McQueen, who is in the studio this morning as well, and have gotten to realize the importance of STEM education. That's something I personally had never really, I'm more of like on the arts and English side of things, but STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics is so important, and there are so many opportunities as far as job opportunities and career opportunities that are needed in our community and everywhere. So it's wonderful to have this opportunity for children. How did it get chosen in Alabama, in Rainbow City?
Well, you know, there's not one in the state of Alabama. There are probably over 30 to 35 scattered across the United States. And, you know, our thoughts were, why not here? Why not in Alabama? And even better, why not in our county?
Absolutely.
And so we put out some feelers for as a location, and we're so grateful for Mayor Taylor and the council there in Rainbow City who stepped up to the plate to make that happen. They put us all together, and we're close to making that happen now.
I know he's so excited. He came, Mayor Taylor, Rainbow City Mayor Taylor, came on the show, I think it was last month. It hasn't been long. And that was one of the things that he is super excited about. And you have your groundbreaking, like you mentioned.
Yes.
Now, that's coming up. Remind me the date.
September 17th at 10 a.m. Okay. And it'll be in the Rainbow City Education and Sports Corridor. Let me get both of that right. Education and Sports Corridor. So yeah.
Okay. Is that open to the public? Can everybody come out and
most
check
definitely.
It out and celebrate and learn more and meet everyone who's behind bringing this? Because, like you said, I mean, it took a lot of people working very hard, and we really appreciate that. Seeing a need and then making it happen. Yeah,
that's correct. We started out, you know, we didn't have any funds. It was just the idea, but we had some great people in place that are on the advisory committee that are, I guess you can consider them the movers and shakers, because they know how to get things done. They knew the right people to partner with and for us to act. We could secure the $8.5 million from Governor Ivan. We're so thankful to her. Congressman Adderholt gave us another $2.4 million for our simulator. And so those were the key components what we needed. Now, you know, going forward, we'll still be fundraising, because ideally what we want to do going forward is this is supposed to be free to all children. We want to make it inclusive. You know, it's not going to be a field trip. We'll partner with the school systems and their curriculum, what they have going on, to make sure that we're matching and reinforcing what they're teaching. And we want it to be free to all students.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And what we're doing, or what you're doing, I say we, I don't know, but I'm just learning about it. But what you're doing and all the people who are working is investing in our community. Yes, it's an initial, you know, a large sum of money, but that's only going to benefit our communities, the surrounding communities, and the state of Alabama.
Correct.
Truly. So I didn't realize that out of all the Challenger Learning Centers that there wasn't one currently in Alabama.
No, not this. This will be the first of its kind. The first of its kind. And as you can see, probably, you know, from some of the props there in front of it, it's going to be state of the art. It'll have all the bells and whistles, classrooms where we can implement the programs in them. So we're looking forward to it.
Wow, and we do have some of those photos too, so we could get a sneak peek.
Great, yes.
And so the groundbreaking is coming up soon. How long do you expect it to take? I know that's a hard question, because construction, you know, you can set a goal, and then sometimes you can exceed it. Sometimes you know, it takes a little longer. It depends. But what do you perceive is going to be the grand opening date?
We're looking at anywhere from 12 to 18 months.
Okay.
You know, we're still in the design phase, and we're still collecting data for our programs, because, like I said, we want those classrooms to be state of the art. But it was anywhere from 12 to 18 months.
Awesome. Well, let's check it out. We have a little sneak peek. We, of course, have the drawings right in front of us. But, oh, my goodness, how cool does that look? So is that like a simulation?
I think that would be the briefing room. Looks like the briefing room.
The briefing room.
So the briefing room is where the kids will receive their instructions, and the whole part of this also is kids that improve their listening skills, and also their communication. This is where we do the science experiments here in that room, where they'll learn to do critical thinking here.
Wow.
This is here. I think it's going to be like a classroom, overall classroom too here as well. And this is, I think this would be a mission control right here, if I'm not mistaken, too, as well.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
This looks just so advanced. How blessed are these kids going to be? Wow. What is this room?
This is a second part of the mission control room.
Have you talked to any of the students about this? Like, have you given them any ideas of what's going to be possible for them in their education?
Not locally. It'll be a total surprise to them. You know, we'll coordinate the schedules with the school systems and how we, you know, bring them in occasionally. You see that they're doing experiments there. They have opportunity to do experiments.
That's so cool. Wow.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How exciting is this? Wow. Well, that's going to be absolutely incredible for these students
Yes.
to have this hands-on learning.
That's correct.
Because it's not, you know, again, I mean, that's where it is. I mean, that's so
Yes.
important to have that hands-on when it
That's
comes to
correct.
STEM education. So that's that Challenger Center that will be soon in Rainbow City, hopefully in about 12 to 18 months.
That's
That's
right.
a really short amount of time.
That's right. Yes.
So how do you decide which kids get to become part of the Challenger?
Well, we our coverage area is 12 counties.
Okay.
And out of those 12 counties, you know, we are targeting the ages of grades 5 through 8.
Okay.
So any kids that are in those targeted areas, in those grades, will be able to participate.
Wow.
Yes.
So do they need to register? Do they need to
We
pass
haven't
any
worked out.
tests?
No,
Okay.
we haven't worked out all the logistics, but no, it won't involve any of that. Again, it'll be coordinated with the schools and whatever they're teaching, so we can kind of reinforce what they're learning, and then so we're working as a partnership together.
That's wonderful to collaborate. And
Yes.
I know you have Dr. Teresa Rhea on your committee, and is she doing a lot of the coordinating between the schools, having her background in education?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, she's she's been an outstanding member. She was one of the brainstorms that got this started.
Yeah.
And with her background in education, being a former dean at Gaston State Community College, her experience is invaluable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's incredible. It's incredible what can happen when like-minded people come together to create something even, you know, bigger than what you could even dream.
That's right.
Because that might not have been something in this community that we would have ever thought would be possible, to have something as cool as this.
You know, throughout life, everything is about partnership, creating experiences, and then using our gifts to be able to help others.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about for the kids.
Yeah. And you do a lot of that, Tony. I've gotten to work with you on various boards, and
Yeah.
you're always in the community, and I appreciate all of the things that you do for the community. Thank you. How did you get involved with this Challenger Learning Center?
Well, like I said, they were putting together some people to be a part of. I'm part of the business community. I'm also very passionate about service in our community, and especially with kids and some of the things that I've had the opportunity to work with. So, and truth be told, when you get a call from Miss Teresa or Dr. Martha Lavender, you don't say no.
Right. There you go. Well, I'm glad that you did it, because I know that you bring a lot to the table, and
Thank
again,
you.
I appreciate all of that. And so we have the guest in, so we're
Yes.
going to next get to meet with Barry Cherry. He
Yes.
was the past chair.
Yes, correct.
And so I had met with him. I was part of the leadership Etowah, and he had joined us one day and talked about this. And so that's what kind of struck that excitement of me learning about
Yes.
this, and was very hopeful that it was going to happen in our community, and it is, and so that's super exciting.
Great.
So we're going to take a quick break, and then when we get back, we're going to invite Barry Cherry to join us on the show. So stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gaston State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upward Bound program, and excited to see what's in store for my career. I truly am earning my wings at Gaston State.
Come out and check out the Alabama Tractor Difference. We can take care of all your needs of parts, sales, and service for RTVs, zero turns, and tractors and construction equipment. See us here in Lincoln at 620 Speedway Industrial Drive. Or come visit us here in Asheville at 275 6th Avenue, or give us a call at 205-594-7000.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We are on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. So come to Southern States Bank, where we are committed to great service and being a great neighbor. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery in Oxford is the area's leading auto body shop, serving Anniston, Oxford, Talladega, and surrounding areas since 1996. They specialize in auto body repair and refinishing, paint correction, paintless dent repair, towing, and so much more. For all of your auto body needs, contact Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery at 256-835-1170. Also online at HughesPaintandBody.com.
I'm Alan Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
From TV24, partnered with the Anniston Star, I'm Lacey Florence with your news update. Vans Coin Laundry now has a second location in Talladega. The Greater Talladega Lincoln Montford Chamber of Commerce recently held a ribbon cutting welcoming the new location at 540 Broadway Avenue. The laundromat is owned by the husband and wife team of Billy and Melissa Blaylock. The Blaylocks also own and operate an additional location at 501 Fort Lashley Avenue. Two loans totaling $44 million from the Department of Housing and Urban Development are expected to put Regional Medical Center on solid ground financially. The money will allow the hospital to both pay off debts and make capital improvements to attract more patients and healthcare providers. The hospital itself is serving as collateral for the loans, which are being taken out by the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. During a brief Wednesday night called meeting, the Anniston City Council unanimously approved the measure, which will also restructure the board of the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. The first HUD loan of $34 million will pay debts, and the second loan, $10 million, will go toward the capital improvements. For more news stories like these, plus weather and sports, tune in next week to the TV24 News, proudly partnered with the Anniston Star. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Florence.
Welcome back and rise and shine on your September 3rd Tuesday morning. It's 7:46 and we are learning about the Challenger Learning Center, and it will soon be in Alabama, in Rainbow City, and we are so excited about all of the opportunities that will afford our students and all of the opportunities that will have for our community. And so here with me is Tony Smith, and Barry Cherry is joining us now.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you for being here. So I'd heard from you before, like I had mentioned before we went to break, that I was part of a leadership Etowah that is through our Chamber of Commerce. It's a really great program, and you came to speak with us. And you talked a little bit about the Challenger Learning Center, and you were really excited about bringing it to this community and working with this group of people to bring it. And so now it's happening.
It is.
How exciting is that?
It's rolling like a freight train now. It's moving.
That's good. No going back.
No going back. No going back.
One of the things we were talking about when we were on break is how if I personally would have had a learning center like this, it may have intrigued me in the world of STEM. You know, those are not my strong points. The mathematics was always a challenge for me, but if I had a hands-on opportunity, I might have been more intrigued and more interested.
I agree. I think everybody doesn't learn by reading a book.
Right.
Some of us learn by working with our hands, and I think this is an opportunity. And Mr. Jerome back there, he's got, you know, I saw his programs and I was like, wow, this is awesome. Why couldn't we do this? And then when we went to a Challenger Center in Chattanooga, at the UT Chattanooga, and they had a rockets program inside their building where they were building model rockets and shooting them up in the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought, okay, that's
cool.
That's cool. Then we've got drones and you've got robots and all this that can happen, and it's just opportunity for the kids. because not everybody learns by reading a book.
That's right, and those hands-on, and it can get you prepared for all of these cool things. You know, like if they want to be the next, you know, astronaut or support system for astronaut or anything. There's just so much opportunity that can start right there with STEM education. And again, I'm learning this, as you said, Jerome is in the house, and I've learned about STEM by visiting with him, and so that makes it even more exciting to hear about this, and you saying that it's free to students. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, you know, most of us are old enough to remember the concept "No Child Left Behind." So that's kind of where our motto is. We want to make sure that it's inclusive of all children, because it's important that we reach all kind of demographics to make sure that they're exposed and they get a chance to know what the opportunities are out there.
Yes, absolutely. And there are so many opportunities, and thank you all so much for working so hard to bring that to our community, to make sure that all of the kids and all of the youth in our communities, and you said 10 surrounding 12 surrounding counties have that opportunity.
Yes, that's correct.
Wow. So let's talk about the advisory board. So you're part of the advisory council. My apologies. What are the roles that you have? Like, what is it to be the advisory council chair?
You answered your phone.
You answer your phone. You're always on.
No, when Dr. Lavender called me, she was the first Gadsden State president to ever come through our plant and tour it in Hoax Bluff. And luckily, she's from Hoax Bluff. And we had a couple of our students from the Trade Center working with us. And so I knew her, and then all of a sudden my phone rings one day, and it's her, and I said, well, hello, Dr. Lavender. And she said, well, I'm retired now. I said, well, you earned that title, you know.
Right.
And she said, would you be interested? And I said, yes, ma'am, I would, because we see the issues facing our younger folks now. And we just want to give an opportunity. And then once she told me about this, the center, and then once we toured the center and you saw the engagement of the kids, that was what was amazing. There was no little groups getting off to the side on their cell phone texting. That didn't happen. Everybody was engaged in their mission that they were accomplishing that day. And it was great because they run into problems. You know, there's an asteroid coming. What are you going to do? And they practice. They get their curriculum before they come to the center. They work on it for a couple of weeks and kind of get where they feel where they want to be. The teacher brings them in. They go to the briefing room, and then they split up. And some go to the transporter, and some go into mission control. And it's just an amazing to watch those kids. They never even knew we were there. There was, I don't know, I forget, 7 of us that were there at Chattanooga, and they never realized that we were even standing behind them watching over their shoulder because they were so engaged. It was awesome. And so now to bring this experience here to Northeast Alabama is a stepping stool. So I think it's an awesome experience.
Me too. I can't wait to get in there and to see it. I know we still have, 18 months or so, but I definitely want to have an invite, if that's okay, to come in and tour it and maybe get some videos of it. So I know this has been a work in progress, and we don't want to dwell too much on the past, but I know there's had to have been some challenges that you faced in supporting the center's mission. So let's talk just a little bit about that. How did we get here? Like, were there any challenges that were in the way to get here, or do we not even want to? No,
I think the one thing that out of the advisory board that came out was we're all working for the kids. We're not working for, a pat on the back here or a pat on the back here. We're all working for the children. And we see that's the future of our country is our children. And to provide them with an opportunity that they can't get anywhere around us except for Chattanooga and Tallahassee. The vision was the kids, not each other.
I think that's going to promote a lot of growth within the community when families see the opportunity, if their kid is really interested in the world of STEM, to be able to bring them closer to this area so they have that opportunity here.
That's correct. And through the Challenger Center, it'll be fun and exciting, which is really a little different from the classroom. And I think that's what we need to do, is make sure that we provide those opportunities for the exposure of STEM, and then that could pique their interest, and they can see what those possibilities are out there. technology is growing, and we need to make sure our kids can keep up with that.
Yeah, every day
Yes.
there's something different in technology. How is this going to work? And this might be something we talk about when Dr. Ray joins us, but with the education system, like how many kids are going to be able to go through the Challenger Learning Center? And will this be like their school, or they'll be taking classes like through their school? How does it work?
So, like I said a while ago, they get their curriculum. They choose their mission. The teacher and the classroom will choose their mission, whether they want to go to Mars or they want a lunar or whatever, whichever mission they want to go through. And then as they study that and come in to the center, it's really up to them. We don't pick the mission for them. They pick their mission.
Okay.
And they work it out and come in. And like I said, they know their roles. We were at University, what was it? Krista McGathy Center in Lawrence, Framingham, Massachusetts.
Yes.
And the kids came in, they went to the briefing room, the teacher said, okay, here, 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 and there they went. And they started conducting their mission. And it's just, it flows. And the Challenger Center in Washington, D.C. has based all this out. And it is, Dr. June Scobie Rogers will be on site with us at the groundbreaking. She's actually our honorary president, chair, and her husband was the captain of the Challenger.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and she's the one that started this. The families got together and built this program, and now there's a center in Washington, D.C. that's basically I call the mothership. Mm-hmm. And so all the curriculum and stuff comes through them. So it's great.
Wow. I'm so excited. I'm really excited for our community, what this means for our community and the growth, and to be able to say, well, our next, somebody who's going to make a difference in the world. All these kids are going to have so much opportunity to make huge differences, and they can say that, we learned it right there in Rainbow City, Alabama.
We were very fortunate. We had a gentleman got up and spoke at one of the meetings we were at, was interim president at the hospital, who had went through one in Wyoming or Arizona, and all he did was rave on it, of how well, it was a big part of learning for him.
Wow. Isn't that cool?
It's very,
so exciting.
Yes.
Well, I know to get it going, you've got to have lots of different things going. Of course, you've got to have the educational factor, and you have to have the legal factor. And so we have 2 more members of the council that are joining us. And so Dr. Teresa Rhea is going to join us next, and we're going to talk about the educational outreach and how does the center, work within the educational community. So, Barry, is there anything that you'd like to leave our viewers with before we go to break?
There'll be some fundraising.
Oh, yeah.
There'll be some fundraising. Come out to the grand opening, the groundbreaking, because the state's Governor Ivey's going to be there. A lot of representatives are going to be there from our state, because this is really a Northeast Alabama project. It's not just Etowah County or Rainbow City.
Yeah.
It's for Northeast Alabama, and it's for the kids.
So how does the community get involved, like in the fundraising?
Community Foundation Northeast Alabama is our physical sponsor.
Okay.
And our website's on there. You can just go Community Foundation and click on Challenger, and there's a donate button. Trust me, there's always a donate button.
And all you're doing is investing in our community.
In our community, in our children, in our future. That's what we're investing in.
And that's what it takes. That's what it's going to take to build a better world, to build a better future, is investing in our youth, because that's what it's going to be all about. And like we said earlier, that technology is changing at a rapid pace every day. And I can't keep up with it. We need these smart young minds to be molded.
And look what's going on in Huntsville.
Yeah.
Huntsville's busting at its borders, so it's got to go somewhere. So hey, invite it.
Come on.
Come on this way.
Come on this way. We'll welcome you. Well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here and all that you do. And you too. Thanks for tuning in. And so we'll be right back to continue our conversation about the Challenger Learning Center. So we'll be right back. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
At Family Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
Hello, I'm Taylor Sloan with the City of Oxford, with a word about one of our city's most precious resources, water. Clean water enriches our lives in so many ways, but we cannot afford to take it for granted. Remember, every time you pour something unnatural down the drain or in the environment, and every time you litter, our beautiful lakes and creeks suffer. Our city is beautiful. Let's all join together to keep it that way. Stop pollution where it starts, and help protect our waters for life.
What can you buy for $10? A hat? A milkshake? 166 channels plus live sports? That's right, for only $10 you can get 166 channels of classic TV shows and movies, including the latest news update from all around the world and local sports. Just simply go to 24ctn.com and click download, and then for only $10 you can have access to the best TV available.
From TV 24, partnered with the Anniston Star, I'm Lacey Florence with your news update. Vans Coin Laundry now has a second location in Talladega. The Greater Talladega Lincoln Montford Chamber of Commerce recently held a ribbon cutting welcoming the new location at 540 Broadway Avenue. The laundromat is owned by the husband and wife team of Billy and Melissa Blaylock. The Blaylocks also own and operate an additional location at 501 Fort Lashley Avenue. Two loans totaling $44 million from the Department of Housing and Urban Development are expected to put Regional Medical Center on solid ground financially. The money will allow the hospital to both pay off debts and make capital improvements to attract more patients and healthcare providers. The hospital itself is serving as collateral for the loans, which are being taken out by the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. During a brief Wednesday night called meeting, the Anniston City Council unanimously approved the measure, which will also restructure the board of the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. The first HUD loan of $34 million will pay debts, and the second loan, $10 million, will go toward the capital improvements. For more news stories like these, plus weather and sports, tune in next week to the TV 24 News, proudly partnered with the Anniston Star. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Florence.
Welcome back and rise and shine. It is Tuesday, September 3rd. We are learning about the Challenger Learning Center that will be breaking ground very soon. And so joining us now is Dr. Teresa Rhea and Tony Smith. So welcome. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for being here. And to tell us more about your role on the Advisory Council and the education portion, because that's a big portion of it, because it is a learning center. So you have to have that education aspect of it, because that's what it's all about. So how did you get involved, Dr. Rhea?
Oh, Martha and I worked together at Gadsden State. She was president, of course, and I was dean of students for about 20 years. But before that, I was a science teacher in K through 12 for about 15 years ahead of that. And I taught biology and physics. And one of the things that I noticed was that I began with 9th grade students, 9th through 12th. But by the time the kids got to me at 9th grade, all little kids love math and science. science. Think about it. They're all about, you know, kitchen chemistry. They're all about, you know, taking things apart and maybe putting them back together again, maybe not. They're all about interested in computers and what's on the screen. But by the time they get to high school, the subjects have become more challenging. They require, you know, a deeper skill set, and we're losing our kids' interest in math and science and computer science and engineering and those kinds of things because they think it's too hard. One of the things that we want to make sure that we do is that we recapture, or maybe don't lose, that joy of the science and the computer science and the engineering, the STEM subjects, to make sure that we keep that interest alive. We plan to correlate our programs with what's going on in the schools at a particular time in the school year. So that means we're working closely with teachers. We're putting together an education committee that has representatives from administrators, of course, but classroom teachers, people who are actually on the ground doing the work. We want to know what they want and what would support their in-class lessons and their in-class laboratory experiments. We want to know what would make their programs better, to enhance them, to support them. We're not competing with them. Right. We're supporting them. We're adding to what's going on in the classroom.
That's wonderful, and gets that excitement built there. And so, of course, that's going to add, like you said, add to their classrooms, because those kids are going to be more motivated and more excited about learning about things like STEM. So that's amazing. What feedback have you gotten from the teachers?
No, so far it's been really positive. But this is a new experience. This is a new concept for what we've done in the past. Like Tony said, Barry said, this is not a field trip. It's an immersive experience. It's a hands-on experience. One of the things that we do through the Challenger Center is we do the NASA vetted missions, Lunar Quest, Expedition to Mars, those kinds of things, Earth Odyssey. But we also, at the same time, are offering ancillary educational programs that the teachers get to select and actually get to help us design, if they choose to do so, for students that, while one group goes through the quote-unquote simulator, actually goes on the mission, the other group will go through these ancillary programs, robotics, coding, physical science, maybe even a little bit of chemistry. I don't know. I'm a microbiologist by training. I don't know if we can go that far, but we can do a lot of environmental science, which is really a cool thing. We hope to add in phase 2 an outdoor classroom, other kind of environmental science interest. But one of the things that teachers we hope to get teacher input, those people that are actually practicing. We want to know what would help you, what would help you get the message across. You know, in the United States, the three highest paying college careers, college majors, are electrical engineering, computer science, mechanical engineering. Bureau of Labor and Statistics reports that. One of the things that we want to make sure that we do is we're driving these lessons home. Science, engineering, math, these are for everybody. And it's still fun. It's still something that you can get interested in. It's still something that you can do.
I think that's wonderful when you can make education fun.
Yes.
Because it is. I mean, even me, like not even having that, you know, STEM minded, I look at that Challenger Center, the pictures, and I think, ooh, I want to go in there. I want to learn something. I want to go check that out and do the simulators. So, I mean, it gets that excitement again about education.
That's right.
And so I love that it works hand in hand with the educators. And so will these kids, they'll be going to the Challenger Center and then going back to their traditional classroom? Will it be kind of like a dual enrollment almost?
Well, what they'll do is they'll come to the Challenger Center, but before they actually come to the center, like Barry referred to, the teachers will have the pre-mission activities and the pre-mission lessons that they'll go through those for whichever mission they choose, you know, as a teacher in a classroom. They'll have those kinds of activities. Then once they get to the center, then they actually do the hands-on stuff, where they actually put the headsets on, put the NASA kind of vest on, and then, you know, part of them go to mission control where it does look like mission control, because they're communicating with their colleagues, their fellow classmates that have gone to the transport room and then into the quote-unquote space station where they're actually doing the work. They can't see each other, but they're solving problems together. They have to practice those, not only problem-solving skills, but communication skills. It's one thing to be sitting across from somebody saying, look, do this, do that, do the other. It's quite something else to have a headset on, computer monitor in front of you, and having to walk your colleague through this problem-solving activity and then get feedback, make adjustments, that kind of thing.
And no matter what you do in life, that is a skill that is always going to come in handy.
Oh, absolutely. We know from employers, as an educator, we know from employers that technical skills, the actual quote-unquote curriculum and learning, that's incredibly important. Don't misunderstand me. But the employability skills, the communication, the being able to collaborate with your colleagues, with other people, other teams, that's a critical skill.
Yes. Absolutely it is, and one that I'm very happy is being taught in our in our counties, in our 12 counties. That's so amazing. How do you find the educators? Like the teachers.
Part of it is several of them have contacted us. You know, anybody that's interested in serving on this committee, it's quite a large committee, please contact me. You know, we go to the Community Foundation's website. There's a contact button on there. You can contact me or any other member, Tony particularly, and they'll get the message to me. We are, as we plan the actual educational classrooms, the learning space, we're putting together this committee that will focus on various disciplines to make sure that we are coming up and planning and implementing programs that actually augment what's going on in the classroom. Nobody knows that like a classroom teacher.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. And having that feedback is so important.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. Wow. Well, is there anything else that we want to make sure that we tell our viewers about with the whole education? Is there opportunities for teachers if they're interested to also like apply to be a teacher?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We hope to offer programs that are during the school day, of course, but also we want to do after school programs. Okay. We want to do summer camp type programs where kids come for 3 or 4 days for a week or so in the summer. It's not a residential camp. It would be several hours a day, but that they come a series of days, and we hope to have some educators that are going to be volunteers or to be facilitators for those kind of camp type activities. There's a number of things that we're looking at that are opportunities for people to participate in. One of the things that we think the Challenger Center is going to do is going to move the needle for education. It's going to move the needle for workforce development. It's going to move the needle to get us to the goal of adding 500,000 highly skilled workforce development jobs in the state of Alabama by 2025.
Say that number again.
This is Governor Ivey's plan, and it's been going on for about 5 years, and they're making significant progress. But her goal was to add 500,000 highly skilled individuals when we plan to do our part. I know, isn't that cool?
That is so cool, and it is so needed.
Yes.
And I know all of like the higher learning institutions, also like your community colleges and your state schools, state universities, are really excited about this too, because you're putting well-prepared students into their program.
Well, that's the other thing. We want to make sure that students, those that choose to go to higher education after graduating from high school, whether it's a 2-year college like Gadsden State, which where I worked for many, many years. Can't help myself recruiting.
Hey, we do every Thursday. They get to come on the show and we talk about it. They're so great.
I did it for a number of years. Anyway, and if they go to a 2-year college for either skills training or other technical skills, or they do the academic transfer programs, or they go straight to a 4-year college or university, we want to make sure that student maximizes every minute they spend in post-secondary education, making sure that they're establishing goals and working toward achieving those goals.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for all that you do. And I know it takes a lot of legal stuff to make it all happen as well. And so we have Alan Millican. He is the Advisory Council Legal Chair.
Yes.
That's going to be joining us when we get back for our break. So stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We are on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. So come to Southern States Bank, where we are committed to great service and being a great neighbor. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery in Oxford is the area's leading auto body shop serving Anniston, Oxford, Talladega, and surrounding areas since 1996. They specialize in auto body repair and refinishing, paint correction, paintless dent repair, towing, and so much more. For all of your auto body needs, contact Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery at 256-835-1170. Also online at HughesPaintandBody.com.
I'm Alan Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
At Bentley Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
From TV 24, partnered with the Anniston Star, I'm Lacey Florence with your news update. Vans Coin Laundry now has a second location in Talladega. The Greater Talladega Lincoln Montford Chamber of Commerce recently held a ribbon cutting welcoming the new location at 540 Broadway Avenue. The laundromat is owned by the husband and wife team of Billy and Melissa Blaylock. The Blaylocks also own and operate an additional location at 501 Fort Lashley Avenue. Two loans totaling $44 million from the Department of Housing and Urban Development are expected to put Regional Medical Center on solid ground financially. The money will allow the hospital to both pay off debts and make capital improvements to attract more patients and healthcare providers. The hospital itself is serving as collateral for the loans, which are being taken out by the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. During a brief Wednesday night called meeting, the Anniston City Council unanimously approved the measure, which will also restructure the Board of the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. The first HUD loan of $34 million will pay debts, and the second loan, $10 million, will go toward the capital improvements. For more news stories like these, plus weather and sports, tune in next week to the TV 24 News, proudly partnered with the Anniston Star. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Florence.
Rise and shine and welcome back. It is Tuesday, September 3rd. We have been learning about the Challenger Learning Center that will be soon in our community of Rainbow City, Alabama. And so joining us now, we have Alan Millican, who is the legal chair for the Advisory Council, and Tony Smith, who is the current advisory chair, council chair. So it takes a lot of legal stuff to make this go on. So how did you get involved in this?
I got the call just like the rest of them did from Martha and Teresa, and you don't say no to those two ladies.
You don't say no.
When they call, you come running. But this has been such an outstanding experience and an organization, and so much work has went into the preparation for this. It's unreal. We wanted to make sure that this thing worked right from the get-go. So one of the first things we did when they got everybody together is we tried to come up with an idea of, is this something that's really right for this area? Is this what we need to do? Will this actually work? So the first thing we did was we started talking to people in the community to see if it was something that they would all get on board with. So one of the very first things that we did was we got together and we come up with an idea of doing a feasibility study for the whole area. And so that's where we first focused. What we were going to do is we got that feasibility study done, and it went out to all the different areas, all the different counties. And to begin with, we were only going to do 7 counties because the national, that's what they gave us, was 7 counties, because there wasn't one in this area in Alabama at all. As Tony and them said earlier, we visited the one in Chattanooga to get some ideas from them, and then we came back and we started doing the feasibility study. And the feasibility study went out to all these different community leaders throughout this 7-county area to see if this was something that would work. And one of the main things that we got back from them was, it will work. So we invested, I think it cost us the first monies that we raised. And that's another thing too, when the governor came back and said they were going to give us some money, and then the federal government came back and said they were going to give us some money, they said, we'll do this contingent on you having skin in the game. In other words, we had to come up with 10% of the monies to match theirs. And so we started expanding out, trying to find out who would help us and how we could raise these monies. And I'm telling you, the counties and the cities throughout this area, they stepped up. Etowah County came in, they gave us $100,000 right off the bat to invest in this. Calhoun County did the same thing. Those were our first 2 that actually chipped in with us. And then we partnered with the community Foundation of Northeast Alabama as our 501c3 so that they could handle the money for us, to show that we had accountability with the money and that we were transparent with the monies and what we were going to do with them. So we started doing that. And then we got our feasibility study done. And one of the best things, or best selling tools for this whole thing, was the workforce development aspect of it. Etowah County had their mega center that they were building, and so we explained to them, you got everything you need for a successful story except a workforce, an educated workforce. So we got them on board, and Calhoun County on board, and all the others on board. And as we started moving throughout the counties, we went to the county commission in St. Clair County. We went to the county commission in Blount County. We went to the one in DeKalb County. We just started in this geographical area, going to everybody we could, explaining to them what we wanted to do and how we could get it done. And these people were so accommodating and so encouraging. And so one of the ways that we did this was we explained, well, to be honest with you, the way it came to me and the way I got involved in it, you know, I was on the bench for over 20 years when you look at all the different roles that I had, and the last 14 of that was as a presiding judge for the county. I had a philosophy for a long time back that those people that stood in front of me, if I could have got them when they were in the 5th grade or the 6th grade or the 7th grade, and I could have put the money and the effort into them then, they wouldn't be standing where they're at right now. And I believe that, and this is part of that, because this gives these kids the confidence, the self-esteem, the I-can-do attitude. It exposes them to the teamwork and the critical thinking and all these other tools that they need to be successful. Because what happens is when a kid gets in that 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, that's so critical, and they lose. They think that they can't do it, because sometimes, depending on your socioeconomic status that you live in, you don't have that support group there. You don't have those people to encourage you. And so these things are so important at that critical age, to hold them and to make them know that they can, hey, if it wasn't for a few teachers in my lifetime, I would have been on the other side of that bench instead of the side that I was on. So this is a way for us to do that. And another thing too, and Barry made that point right before I came up here, this is not just for the kids in the public school, homeschool kids, private school kids. Everybody that's in that age group, in that learning position, needs to be involved in this, because that skill is there that we can give them these tools to work with. So I get on my high horse sometimes.
I love it. You're so passionate about it.
It is. And so, and it's not just that, but what we've done even after the feasibility study is we've gotten everybody that we can involved. We went to the city council in Fort Payne. We went to city council in Gadsden. We went to city council in Rainbow City. We went to every entity, and we're expanding. It's not just our group itself, the core of it, but we're trying to expand out into these counties. We want people to be involved that's in the different sections that we're going to serve. We want them to be a participant. So that's one of you said, what are we doing legally? We've actually went back and restructured our organization to where we're doing outreach to the different counties to get a representative from Calhoun County to be on the board, a representative from DeKalb County to be on a committee, the representatives from Marshall County to be on a committee. We want to be involved. And we've actually, another thing that I do as a sideline since I retired about 7 years ago, I'm the chairman of the Gadsden City Board of Education. So we use those avenues to get people involved in it. This past week, we've been working on a list to try to send out to everybody to invite them to the groundbreaking. Teresa has worked tirelessly to do that. Well, last week I called Sally Smith, who is the she's our CEO, or whatever you want to call it, of the Alabama Association of School Boards. She put together an invite for a newsletter to send it out to every board within our 12 county area that we've expanded to, saying this is the day that we're going to do this. You're invited. Come see us. So we've got all these other avenues and other ways that we can contact these individuals, be it the teachers in public school, private school, homeschool, whatever, get them to come in and be a part of this thing. So, and again, I start talking sometimes, it's hard to get me to stop. So.
I love it though. Again, you're so passionate, and what something I haven't thought about. Like, it could change the trajectory of someone's life. Like you've seen it firsthand. And if we could have gotten them earlier, then it could be in a different story.
It can be, and the governors had the vision. That's another thing that we did too that they don't tell themselves, and it's on their own dime. We visited FlightWorks at the Airbus in Mobile to get ideas how they ran their facility. We visited the Space Center in Huntsville and spent the day with them and talked to their directors and everybody else to get ideas of how they did it. We flew to Boston and went to Framingham University to the McAuliffe Center, the Space Center, Christie's McAuliffe Space Center up there to get ideas from them. We've got a scheduled trip we're working on right now that we're going to the newest center that's been developed, and it's right outside of Detroit in Port Huron, or it's up there. We're going in October to see how they did their programs and stuff. So the governor's idea is to have a network throughout the state. We went to, it hadn't been built yet, but we went one day and spent the day with the folks that are developing the Sabin Center in Tuscaloosa, and got ideas from them about how they're doing it. And all these things that we've done is to make sure that once we get this thing up and running, that it'll be sustainable. One of the things that we did get, we got the money from the state to build it. We got the money from the feds to build the simulator. We got the monies to actually bring this together. But what are we going to do when we get it built? We got to get it running. We got to keep it running. It's going to cost anywhere from $750,000 to $1 million a year as an operating budget, depending on how far we expand the programs. If we stay with the fifth grade to the eighth grade, we're not going to do that. We're going to fix it to where it goes all the way up to K-12, and we can offer all these other things, and we can add on to it. Rainbow City was kind enough and had the foresight enough to give us 5 acres. That 5 acres is located about 2 miles off of I-59. It's about a half a mile off of Highway 77. It's centrally located, and now we have 12 counties that we've got to service. So we've got to keep it up and running. And so one of the most important thing is fundraising, as we said earlier. And with the Community Foundation, they gave us $200,000. The Community Foundation itself did. So we're trying to get these other county commissions and these other municipalities and these other entities through grant writing and other means to try to make sure that this is sustainable in the long run. And the more that we can do that, as Teresa was making reference to earlier is a summer program, aquatics, robotics, all these other things that we can add to it. Because what we're getting from the center itself is a NASA-based curriculum. And if you look at the charts over there, it shows half of the thing is the classrooms, and the other half is the simulator. And the simulator itself has got 4 components. It's got a briefing room, a mission control, a transport room, and a spacecraft. And those are the 4 things that actually you go in and experience. When the kids come in, they come in about 30 to 40 kids strong. They divide them in half. They all go into to the briefing room. They tell them what they're going to be doing. And when they come out of that briefing room, they cut them in half. Half of them goes to mission control. Half of them goes to the spacecraft. But they all go by, I mean, not spacecraft, but the transport room. They all go into the transport room. Half goes to the spacecraft, and the other half goes to mission control. And then they work back and forth. And then when they get through with what they're doing, they bring them back in and they reverse them. The ones that was at the spacecraft now goes to mission control. The ones that were at mission control now goes to the spacecraft. And then they have to work through all these different problems and all these critical thinking that they give them and the skills that they develop. Those kids were just so engrossed in what they were doing, they didn't even know we were in the room when we visited them and all that stuff. So,
and they're not on their text messaging or on their social media.
They're not.
It's amazing. Well, thank y'all so much for all that you do, and I'm really, again, I can't say this enough. I know I've said excited, but I really am. I'm excited for our communities, for the surrounding communities, and most of all for these students, for these young minds that are going to get to have this opportunity. And so we are going to stress how important it is for our community to get involved and to help support this. So you can go to the Community Foundation website. If you can donate, no matter what it is that you can donate, everything is appreciated, and all this is going to do is support our community in the future.
That's correct. Thank you.
So with that, we've got another moment before we have to say goodbye to our viewers. Tony, is there anything you'd like to leave them with?
No, we just appreciate you having us, and we look forward to our groundbreaking ceremony and having you there.
Yeah, let's remind our viewers on the date of the groundbreaking ceremony.
It's September the 17th at 10 a.m. off of Lumley Road. One Challenger Center is the actual address in it, but it'll be off of Lumley Road in Rainbow City.
That's wonderful. Well, if you can go out and check it out, please do. And then, of course, I'm sure in 18 months or hopefully sooner, we'll be able to go out for a grand opening and get to see this Challenger Learning Center. So stay on this. Like I said, Community Foundation. That's how you can stay informed and keep up with everything. So thank you again for joining us, and thank you for tuning in to Rise and Shine. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning for Evan Odyssey Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks again. Bye.
Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery in Oxford is the area's